Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Martin, and I am here for your book talk of the month. So let's talk about books. Before we get into the book talk this time around, I wanted to share with you how these presentations are set up. On each slide, I have for you the title and author up at the top, so that as you're making your book list, especially if you are keeping track of this in a notebook or if you're taking screenshots of this, it's an opportunity for you to have this list as sort of a running list. You might be in the middle of reading something right now. You might also just want to add to this list later on. And we want you to have that title and author information, especially because when you come down to the library to look for the book, you know that you're going to be looking by the author's last name. So you would need that information. I also have the cover of the book here for you because when you're looking for the book on the shelf, that book cover would be helpful to be able to see. And then the genre of the book is in the top right corner of the screen so that when you are looking here in our library, you also can find that pretty easily by looking at those signs on the sides of the shelves to know what genre you are going to find. So as we get into our book talk today, I'll try to point that out with each of the books. And you can make those notes as well, again, if you are making a reading list for yourself. Let's go ahead and get started with our book talk for this time around. The first one I'm sharing today is One for the Murphys by Linda Mullally Hunt. It's found in our realistic fiction. And with this author having kind of two last names, we would be looking under H for Hunt in the realistic fiction section if we were to go to the shelves to find it. This book is about a 12-year-old girl who has been bounced around from foster home to foster home and has really never found her spot to fit in. She really thinks of herself, though, as a tough kid, and she is. She grew up with a mom who definitely pulled her around from place to place, and that's what led to her having to go into foster care. Poor Carly has been through so much, and she's had to develop kind of a tough outer shell. As she's been in all of these foster homes, every home has given her up eventually. It hasn't been a good fit. And so Carly, being sent to live with the Murphys, is expecting to have that same situation. She assumes that they too are going to find that they are not compatible with each other. Well, the Murphys have 3 boys. 2 of the boys immediately connect with Carly. The oldest one does not. He seems to feel kind of resentful about the fact that they've taken her into their family. But Mrs. Murphy in particular is doing everything she can to make Carly feel like one of the family. And Carly doesn't know what to do with this at first. She is just waiting for that other shoe to drop. She's expecting that the family is going to push her away, and so she is trying to keep her distance. But eventually, she can't help herself. She is also trying, to feel a little bit like this family. She's starting to feel comfortable, and she's letting down her guard. I absolutely loved this story. I loved the character development with all of the characters in the family. I loved the relationship between Carly, her foster mom, the brothers. I loved seeing how the older brother begins to soften a little bit. And of course, it wouldn't be much of a story if everything went incredibly well. So something is going to come up for Carly that is going to make things difficult. Things are not going to go all great for her either. Check out One for the Murphys by Linda Mullally Hunt. Find out how things do go for Carly Connors with the Murphy family. Our next one came to mind for me as we're in this hurricane season, Terror at Bottle Creek by, I have the wrong author listed there at the top. That's not helpful. It is not by Gordon Corman. It is by Watt Key, as you can see on the cover of the book. Sorry about that. So you'd be looking under the K's for the author in the adventure section. If you've read Hatchet or you're familiar with that story, you like a good survival, outdoor, wilderness kind of a thing, this book would be perfect for you. This is about a kid whose dad is sort of the local expert down in Alabama. on hunting and swamp, I don't know, exploration, I guess you could say. He's been teaching his son everything he knows. And so Court, our main character, thinks he is pretty good at all this. And really he is, until there is this Category 3 storm that comes along, and it's putting all of Court's skills and his bravery to the test. In the middle of this hurricane, one catastrophe is leading to another, and Court and two neighbor girls are trying to face this storm on their own as best they can. You've got to find out in this book how these three kids together are trying to fight the storm with their lives. It's called Terror at Bottle Creek. It is nonstop action. If you're someone who needs to be, just drawn in from the first pages and not let go until the end, this is the book for you. It's an adventure. Again, it's by Watt Key, not Gordon Corman. So you would still look under the K's, but look for Key by in adventure. Football Genius by Tim Green, one of my favorites in sports. I love the idea that this could be a possibility. Our 12-year-old main character, Troy, has this incredible gift that he can actually predict football plays before they happen. Can you imagine being able to do that? He can do this for any position, any team, any player before they actually occur. Well, his mom gets this job for the Atlanta Falcons, a team that has been playing horribly season after season. And Troy sees his gift as an opportunity to help out his mom and this team. He and his best friends decide they're going to come up with a plan to connect with the star linebacker, Seth Holloway. He believes if he can just convince Seth that he has this gift, and along with Seth's incredible playing, the two of them figure they could make the Falcons unstoppable, as long as, Troy can get Seth to believe him, and then if they can get the team to believe him too. Can you imagine going to a star athlete and saying, hey, I'm a 12-year-old kid, I can predict the plays not only of your own team, but also of the other team, and I can help you win all your games and be believed? Well, it's going to take a lot of convincing, and this book, Football Genius, does such a fantastic job putting that action on the field, as well as showing us how that story plays out. Tim Green is a fantastic sports writer. Even if this one's not on the shelf, you could pick out anything by him. Take a look for this one or another by that author. If you're in the mood for fantasy, Silver Wing by Kenneth Oppel might be a fabulous book that you could read on its own, or it is the first in a series. This is about a bat named Shade. And Shade is the runt of his family, the baby, the tiny little one, the one that has not been able to migrate with his whole family down south until now. Finally, he is big enough this year to make that long, dangerous winter migration. And he's going to prove to his family that even though he is small, he is mighty, and he's going to make it. Well, on the trip, there is a huge, fierce storm, and winds blow him completely off course. And he does not know where to go because he's never made the trip before. He's lost and doesn't know how to find his way. And in doing so, he loses, of course, the others in his family, and he faces the most perilous journey of his life. Read the story to find out how he meets some others along the way. He meets Marina, who's another bat who's got this metal band on her leg. Zephyr, an albino bat, and also Goth, who is this vampire bat with, the taste for blood. The three of them, along with Shade, they've got to kind of figure out their way. They're going to help him out. He's also got to figure out, who he can trust and who he can't to make it there. It is the story of adventure. If you like those books that have that journey factor, you're going to love this, and you're going to be cheering him on the whole way. I really loved Shade's character in this story. So Silver Wing by Kenneth Oppel. Find out how he gets back to his family in this great book. A little break from listening to me. In our graphic novel section, El Defo by C.C. Bell. If this is one that you have not yet read, highly recommended. And let's take a look at the trailer to find out more.
Eep. Boop. Hello? Do you think my hearing aids make me look funny?
I don't see a problem.
Are you deaf?
I gotta follow my own path.
You can call me El Defo. Oh no! Prepare for a monstrous makeover, my deaf friend. Stop! Yee-haw!
Cece can hear Mrs. Sinkelman all over the school.
Wow, that's impressive.
Where is Mrs. Sinkelman now?
She just flushed. Oh my gosh. Mrs. Sinkelman is coming. Go back to your seats.
That was awesome. You're a hero.
I am El Defo.
So you can see that this graphic novel has been turned into a show on Apple TV, but definitely pick up this book if you have not yet done so. It is worth the read. Such a fabulous story, and it is a true story. So C.C. Bell has written this as her memoir. And last but not least, wanted to share with you a good mystery story. Spirit Hunters by Ellen O. This one is on the spooky side, the creepy side, not necessarily the keep you up at night, can't go back to sleep scary. Harper, our main character, does not trust her new house pretty much from the moment she walks in. In the opening pages of this book, she's getting that feeling of, it's warm in some places, it's cold in others. And, even the rumors about her new house being haunted, she's not really sure she believes that until her younger brother starts acting pretty odd. The whole feeling of the house is giving Harper this sense of deja vu, this feeling like, she's experienced something like it before and she can't quite put her finger on it, but there's, something in her brain, something in her memory that she just can't place. She knows she's got some memories that she's blocking, and she's pretty sure that she'd be able to make sense of what's going on with her brother if she could just, remember what it is. But she has to put those pieces together in time. This is just one of those fun mysteries that has enough spookiness to keep drawing you in. The chapters move quickly. Check this one out by Ellen O. It is the first in a series, but could be read on its own. Spirit Hunters, and lots of creepy good reads in our mystery section. I hope something I shared today piqued your interest and made you want to take a look to come check out. I hope that you'll also take a look on our Destiny Discover catalog for other books that you might want to read before you stop down to the library. Or, of course, like always, come down and ask me for some ideas if there's something that you are thinking about. Happy reading, and thanks so much for your attention.